So, a very pleasant day to you, ma'am, and to everyone watching this video. So, this time I'm going to discuss about the family Rosaceae or the rose family. So, I'm going to tackle about the classification of this family, its nomenclature, the structure and form, the reproduction, the development of seeds, and even its economical and ecological relevance. So, first, let's talk about its nomenclature. So the term Rosaceae was coined by Sir Michael Adamson, which is popularly known as the precursor of evolutionism. It is made up of two Latin words. First is the rosa, which obviously refers to rose, and the SCA, which is the feminine plural of the esius, which means the resembling. Let's move on to its classification. So the Rosaceae family is under the kingdom Plantae, which are the plants. Under this kingdom is the subkingdom Tracheobionta, which are the seed plants. Then under the subkingdom is the superdivision Spermatophyta, which are the vascular plants. Then there is this division or the phylum Magnoliophyta, which are flowering plants. Then there is this class Magnoliopsida, which means dicotyledons. Then there is the subclass Rosidae, the order Rosales, and finally we have the family Rosaceae. So, family Rosaceae. It is composed of some 2,500 species in more than 90 genera. Plants in this family are found all over the world, meaning they are cosmopolitan. They are primarily concentrated sa northern hemisphere sa mga region that are not desert or tropical rainforest. They are typically hardy and fairly drought. They are generally woody plants or small to medium-sized trees. Karamihan sa mga fruits are edible. The seeds that develops is a dicotyledon, meaning there are two initial leaves that come out of the seed during sa germination. They reproduce sexually through pollination, which is often assisted by insects. For example, is yung mga bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. They feed upon a flower. From one flower, they transfer the pollen from another. When the ovaries containing yung seeds are ripe, they drop off para makakreate ng new growth and reproduce somewhere else. So, let's talk about the structure and form of this family. So, first, let's talk about its vegetative characters. So, when we talk about vegetative characters, meaning we're talking about the vegetative or yung somatic structure of avascular plants. So first, let's talk about the plant habit. So mostly sa mga species are perennial green woody plant with distinct upright stump of 6 feet. So they differ as trees. So mostly, they are mostly trees. Meron ring mga shrubs which cannot be distinguished from its branches. And also some are herbs that are annual green small sized plants. Next one is the roots. So they have the tap root system, which is the main root of the primary root system, meaning they grow vertically downward. So ito siya. Then they have also this fibrous root, which meaning ito yung root system which has no prominent central axis and nag-branch lang in all directions, like this one. Next one is the stems. So, in this family, stem is mostly erect, meaning yung stem is having a vertical or upright position, like this one. And in some cases, it may be creeping or its stem spread along the ground and the root means by means of the adventitious roots. So, most of the texture of the stem are woody. They have this very strong and not easily bendable stems, and in some cases naman pwede ring herbaceous, which meaning they have these flexible stems. Some also have this spiny, or we can say thorny or prickly. like this one. They have this type of stem in order for them to discourage herbivores. Next one is the leaves. They are having a simple leaf. So, sa pagkakaalam natin, which simple leaf, ito yung mga leaf which are divided into smaller unit or leaflet. And in contrast, sa compound leaf, which are divided into multiple units or leaflets. So, sa arrangement naman ng leaves is alternate yung pagkaka-arrange sa kanila. Then also, sa leaf ng Rosaceae family, they also possess petiole. So their leaves are referred to as petiolate. So as you know, yung petiole is a stalk-like structure that raises the lamina towards the sunlight. So at the base naman ng leaf, there is this specific structure, a pair of outgrowth that develops at the base of the petiole of the leaf na tinatawag na naman natin na stipiole. So since the leaves bears stipules, we call it stipulate. So now let's move on to the floral characters of this family. So first is the inflorescence. So the inflorescence of the Rosaceae family, they are maybe racemose in which yung main axis develops little and continue to grow indefinitely up to the last flower. They also possess cymous inflorescence, which is in some cases yung main axis has limited growth. In this case, sa case na to, the lateral axis terminates into a flower and it limits the growth of the axis. And also, few members sa family na to also possess an inflorescence that are solitary in nature. So, sa solitary flower naman, they have this very large corolla like this rose para maka-attract ng insects. These solitary flowers may be of two forms. One is terminal flower and the other is axillary flower. So when we talk about terminal flower, ito yung mga flower that are born at the apex of the main stem or its branches. So sa madaling salita, tinatawag itong terminal flower if it is located at the tip of the stem. On the other hand, axillary naman if it is located in the axil of a leaf. So here is the floral character of this family. So first of all, the flowers of this family possesses both calyx and corolla. So kaya we call them as complete flower. So they have also this symmetry. So mga symmetry under this family is actinomorphic, which means yung flower can be cut into two equal halves by more than one plane. They are also referred to as hermaphrodite, as they possess both male and female reproductive organs. Flower of the Rosaceae family also possess a bract. So due to the presence of bracts, we call the flower of such family as bracteate. They may be superior and inferior. Superior sa case ng hypogynous at sa perigynous, and inferior naman sa case ng epigynous. So here is the floral formula and diagram of this family. So maglagay tayo ng pointer para mas madali. Okay. So this one is the main axis. This indicates the main axis. Then we have the sepals. We have which is numbered at 5. We have also the petals, which is also numbered at 5. Then we have the androecium, as we all know as the collective term for the stamens of a flower. We also have the gynoecium, which is the innermost whorl of a flower, and a multilocular structure that is indicated by itong points na to. So similarly here, ito naman yung main axis. Itong arrow na to sa baba is ito yung bracts. Then itong dalawang to is yung bracteolates. So here is the floral formula of this family. So first is itong BR na to indicates that sa family na to there are bracts present. Then itong BRL naman similar sa bracts, they are bracteolates that are present in this family. Then itong plus sign na to, as I've mentioned earlier, ito yung main axis or the symmetry of the flower, which is actinomorphic. Then ito rin, this one indicates that the flower is hermaphrodite. They possess both female and male reproductive organs. Then itong epi naman, meaning epicalyx, which forms an additional whorl around the calyx of a single, and it is numbered at 5. So this letter K represents the calyx, which is also numbered at 5. Then the C indicates the corolla, which is also numbered at 5. Then itong big letter A naman is the androecium. And itong parang infinite na sign na to indicates many or numerous. Same rin dito, itong G naman ay gynoecium, and ito rin many or numerous. So itong line na to indicates the ovaries of the flower. So let's move on to the economic or ecological importance ng family na to. So family Rosaceae, they can be a source of medicine. So in what way? They can be a source of medicine in a way that yung mga roses have this, for example, yung sa roses, they have these astringent phytochemical properties that can be used medicinally to address emotional issues such as yung sa depression and sa loss. They can also be a source of food, of course. Like for example, yung mga apples, mga pears, mga peaches that are very common in our place. They can be also of industrial use, as for example is yung rose, as roses are used in preparing shampoos. In addition to this, some members of this family are used also as ornamental plants. And also some members of this family are plants that have this wood used in making walking sticks, and we have this rosewood that is used for making tobacco pipes. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening.